Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 18 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and attempting to face things that I have been avoiding. So, yay for day 18. Okay, so um, once again, still avoiding videos. I find it very funny. Friday, I went to the eye doctor, got my vision checked, and of course, I'm right. I needed bifocals. I did not get bifocals. I asked him if I could get two different prescriptions, like one for computer glasses for, kind of up close stuff, and one for just everything else stuff. So I would just swap out my glasses instead of having to do the bifocal thing because that just kind of weirds me out, especially since I know I get migraines and the idea of having to look up and down and having like blurred vision trying to adjust to it. And maybe it's not as bad as I imagine it's going to be. I'm just paranoid, and so I just didn't want to do that. And I remember my grandma, when she had trifocals, she refused to get the trifocals. She just did bifocals, and then she had a third pair of glasses that she would swap out for basically reading glasses. And I'm not quite to that point yet, which I'm very grateful for, but I was like, okay. And then I went to get glasses there, and I was like, oh my gosh, they were it was $600 for a pair of glasses, like with the frame plus the lenses that they wanted to get was $600. And I was like, that's outside my price range. Like literally I paid $128 for the eye exam, which is fine, but I had a budget limit. I had a limited amount of money that I could spend, and I wasn't paying $600 for no pair of glasses. I wished I'd gotten a little bit further with it, where they do like the measurements and all that stuff and print out what that was going to be, because I don't know what those were. I don't know what they were from like years ago. I had the printouts from years ago, which may or may not be the same as far as the millimeters or distance between the pupils kind of a thing. But I threw those away because they were like 9 years old, and I thought, I don't need these. And then I went to the eye doctor and found out it's only been 5 years since the last time I saw them. So that made me happy. I mean, not that it's good to go 5 years without getting my eyes checked, but at least it's only been 5 years. So it's only been since I've been out of insurance, since I've been to the eye doctor. So that's a good thing. Anyway, that was somewhat comforting. Might have been closer to 6 years, but they said 5. I'm going to go with it. Anyway, I it had to have been 6 years because I haven't had insurance since 2018, and I know I didn't buy glasses. Anyway, I think they were wrong, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. 5, 6 years ago, whatever. So I opted to leave that. I went home. House was all cleaned up. My roommate had cleaned everything. She'd put all the stuff that was for going to the storage unit or to donation. She put it all in her car to take care of that for me, which was so sweet of her. Like, she didn't have to do that. I was like, oh my gosh, I was going to do that, but then I wasn't feeling good. So then I just didn't do anything. And then, anyway, night went on as it did. And then I actually got online and I actually looked up and ordered glasses for myself, which made me very happy. They were still very expensive. And then I was really frustrated with myself because after I bought them, I remembered that there was a little code that you could use to get like 50% off or like 40% off or something, like a huge discount for buying the glasses because it's the 4th of July weekend. And I totally forgot to use the code, and I spent the whole amount of money to buy them. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the computer glasses were cheaper by probably like $30 cheaper for the computer glasses because my vision is that much worse for just the regular distance glasses. And I was like, man, my vision is bad. I was like, I can't believe how. And the crazy thing is my vision is worse in my good eye and better in my not so good eye. And what I mean by that is I have one eye that has like astigmatism. So it's kind of basically the lazy eye, but I have better vision in my lazy eye than I do in my good eye, and my good eye is the one that has the worst vision. And maybe it's because I use it way too much. So I think we need one of those like patches, where you put a patch over your eye and it forces you to use your good eye. Because literally, when they did the thing for the eye exam, it's like my right eye, spot on, like hardly any changes. And she's like, I'm just going to fine tune it a little bit. But I was like, I could totally see all the letters, numbers, everything. My left eye, I was like, whoa, top line went blurry. Like I could read the bottom line with my right eye. Top line was blurry with my left eye. I was like, oh, that's sad. So, but got it looked at, got everything checked. Everything looks good. Eyes looked good. Everything looked normal. We were fine. Everything was good. So I was grateful for that. And I didn't procrastinate getting glasses, ordering glasses. In fact, That was a couple of days ago. And then today I was really bad and I ordered more glasses, and I shouldn't because it's Sunday and I should not be buying things on Sunday because that's really against the Sabbath and I should not be doing that. So then I feel guilty for doing that. Plus, the only way that I can afford to buy more glasses is if I kind of fudge my finances a little bit. And by fudging, I mean, I'm just, I know when I'm getting paid, and it just means that I'm kind of pushing payments back to my next paycheck and then back to my next paycheck. So it kind of is pushing the deadline as close as it possibly can be, or using the grace period for some of my payments so that it's still not considered a late payment and it doesn't go against my credit score and there's no interest or late fees, but it's technically past the due date. So the only way that I could afford to buy as many pairs of glasses as I wanted with all the different styles that I wanted. And I don't even know if I'm going to like them because I always try them on in the store and I've never done it ordering online before. So I should have just gone with one pair and seen how they like them. And I always have to do like a ton of adjustments when I get my glasses. And I'm like, I don't even know where to go to get my glasses adjusted now. If anybody has any thoughts, ideas, comments, please put them below. Because seriously, I need to know where to go get my glasses adjusted when I get them. And it should take them about a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. I just did basic, cheapest, whatever. The free shipping is what I chose. So that's the 7 to 10 days basically. But what I did is I got 2 distance glasses, and then I got a pair of distance sunglasses, and then I got 2 pairs of computer glasses. So that's the 5 pairs of glasses that I got. And I don't really need a 6th pair of glasses, but 6 is my favorite number. So I kind of want to just buy another pair just so I have that. Or I want to get contacts. But they said it was $200. $200 to do the contact fitting. And I was like, it was either $100 or $200, but I think she said 200. But even if it was $100, it's still ridiculous. And that's just to do the contact fitting. And then I don't know, it might have actually been cheaper to get contacts than it would have been to get 5 pairs of glasses. And I probably maybe should have gone that route instead, which I thought about after the fact. And she said I have 3 months without having to redo the eye exam to come back in and do the fitting for the contacts, but I would still have to pay the $100 or the $200, whatever. So I probably need to have another $200 or $300 magically set aside somewhere. And I don't know how I'm magically going to come up with $200 or $300 just so I can get contacts. Would love contacts, miss my contacts. Haven't had contacts in years because I just ran out and I didn't have money and I didn't have an updated prescription. So I just didn't do it. One of the many things that I have been avoiding doing as far as taking care of myself. So I feel like this is doing something to take care of myself. And after I ordered my glasses and did all of that, my roommate made the comment, doesn't it feel good to not have anything else to do? Like to have all of your stuff done? And I was like, all my stuff done. Oh, I wish my brain would be like, yes, this feels fantastic. This feels great. All my stuff is done. And instead, she says this to me, and my brain is like, I have 3 years worth of taxes I still have to file. And I'm avoiding that because I know I owe money for 2 of them, plus all the penalties for having not filed them. And I don't even know if I have all the information for the oldest one. And so I'm just not filing it, which is dumb because eventually the government's just going to file it for me and they're not going to use any of the deductions, and I'm going to owe them way more than I would if I just file it myself. So I need to file it so I can get it done and over with and set up the payment arrangements. I'm already on payment arrangements. I mean, I will finish paying off like this month or next month the ones for the 2019. So I just have to file 2020, and then I have to file. I know it took me 4 years to pay those ones off. And then I have to file 2021. I oddly enough filed 2022. And then it's just this year's well, technically this is 2024, but I'm supposed to file 2023. And I didn't file 2023 because in 2022 is when I opened up my business. It's when I published my book. And then I have to figure out all of the losses because I've made money off like selling my books, but I haven't recouped the amount of money that I put into creating like a copyright for my song and creating like buying books to sell at the bookstore and like paying to get my books edited in the first place. Like all the little itty bitty incidentals, I haven't made enough money to even cover all of the itty bitty incidentals that I've spent just to get my book out there. And so, if you like my book, if you like the comments on my book or even the chapters I've been reading, please feel free to help me out and buy some of those. That'd be nice too. Yeah, little random plug for that. I know that might be annoying to some of you, but the whole point I started making YouTube videos was to build an audience so that when I published books, I would have people that were interested in buying my books. And then it turned into my 100 days of doing things, which is helping me a whole lot. Um, but anyway, that's the other thing. I have to write a whole bunch of books, and I have a whole bunch of story ideas, and I've got 6 more books that are unfinished, 6 unfinished books on my laptop to do that I'm in the middle of, or that I've started and just not finished, or that I'm in the process of rewriting and haven't finished. It's just process. So I was just like, when my roommate's like, "Oh, isn't it nice to have all your stuff done?" And I was like, I think the day I have all my stuff done is the day I get to die. Like I get to go home to God and say, "Look, I did it all. Thank you very much." But that's probably like 50 to 60 years in the future, because it's literally going to take me that long to do all the stuff that I have been avoiding for the last like 20 plus years. And it's sad, but it's like, okay, I have to kind of play a lot of makeup, a lot of catch up, and a lot of stuff I have to just let go of and be like, hey, this is never going to happen. But I have a ton of crochet projects. I have a ton of writing. I need to be exercising and making my other videos, my weekly videos on being healthy and happy, and all these other things I need to be doing. And it's just like, I wish that I could have just said to my roommate, yes, it feels great to have accomplished some things, because that would have been the correct answer. That would have been the right answer. That would have been a nice answer. And the reality is, my brain doesn't do that. That's not where it went. It went to my to-do list that's unfinished. But the reality is, for the day, she was saying that I had finished everything for the day, I had got all that stuff cleaned up. She'd helped clean up a whole bunch of stuff. I went to the eye doctor. I ordered glasses. We did dinner and a game night with my parents. We had a good time. I had a great day. It was a really good day, and I got a lot of things done. And I even wrote in my journal and brushed my teeth before I went to bed. I made a video that day, not about that day, but made a video that day. So I'm like, I did a whole bunch of stuff, which was really fantastic that I did that. But I just, instead of saying, yes, it feels good to get my stuff done, my brain was like, no, there's like 1,000 other things I haven't done. And maybe not 1,000, maybe like 20 or 30 things. Maybe it was only 10 or 15 things that I listed off. Or maybe it was only 5 or 2 or 3. I don't know. Because in my brain, anything more than 2 is like 1,000. It has no concept of like how big or small tasks are. And I don't know if that's an ADHD thing or if that's just a my brain thing, but that's what my brain does. It's like, oh, you have more than 2 tasks left undone. You have a million things to do. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing more than 2 things at once. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing 1,000 things at once. I'm like, I'm never going to get all this stuff done. It's like, oh, I wish my brain would not do that, because it stresses me out. It increases my anxiety, and then I end up getting overwhelmed and shutting down. And so I'm grateful that I haven't been doing that, that I've been facing things. And it's hard. It's very hard. It doesn't get easier like I thought it would. And yes, I get to check things off my to-do list, which is fantastic. But it just seems like every time I do that, it's like this, it's like soda in a vending machine or something, where it's like you pull one out and another one just rolls right into its place. Like it wasn't even there. And it's like, yeah. And of course, somebody has to go fill it up, because eventually it does get empty. But right now, I'm at the point where it's so far stacked out that you pull one out and it's like, oh, that was so hard to get it out. I got it out. I did it. It's done. And there's still a whole stack left, just waiting for me to pull the next one out. And it's just like, oh, it's overwhelming. But I'm going to slowly get through it. Besides, this is only day 18. So I've got another 82 days to go. I don't like to think how far I have to go, but I have to remember that this is like my 5th or 6th set of 100 days worth of videos that I have done, maybe more than that. And I have done it. So I know that this is possible. I know that this is doable. And I know that God is going to help me do this, because God's the one that prompted me to do it in the first place. So that is all I have for today. That is my crazy stress for today with my videos and my trying to face things that I have been avoiding. So if you like these videos, you can hit like, subscribe, share with someone else if you think they'll like it too, and feel free to comment below. If you have any questions or comments, or want to share your own story so that I'm not the only one going crazy, appreciate that too. And like I said, that's all I have for today. So I hope you have a great day full of gratitude, and maybe be willing to face something that you've been avoiding, and hopefully it will help you feel a little bit better too.